Hey ZERT Nation, Andrew again. Going to talk to you about some of our handgun weapon light options. So again, from the perspective of which one should I get, you need to ask yourself what's the intended application. Whether it's duty use, home defense, everyday carry. So we have kind of two different lines of weapon lights initially. I'd say there's these compact weapon lights, which are primarily meant for concealed carry, and then there's the X series, or X300 and X400 series, which are more for duty use or for home defense use. They're a little bit larger in scale and not as easy to conceal. However, some people do. I'll start over here on the left on the smaller compact lights. So our XC1 is a single AAA light. It was intended to not be any larger or longer or wider than the frame of a Glock 19. So it's not going to protrude out the front of a Glock 19. It's not going to protrude out the sides of a Glock 19. What that means as far as concealability goes is you're not really losing anything. So if you carry appendix inside the waistband, you're not really feeling any difference when you're carrying this light. It's super lightweight. Output-wise, it's putting out 200 lumens. This is using that max vision reflector, so it's super wide. It's not going to give you a whole lot of distance. Again, this isn't a replacement for an X300. It's not a duty light, but it is a good option for concealed carry. It is plenty of illumination, for positive ID at concealed carry distances. You're not going to be, using this on the offensive. This is a defensive light primarily as far as the intentions go. As far as activation, there's two toggles on the rear. Press them down for momentary activation, either one of them. And then there's a push button on the side for constant on activation. So if you run with or you shoot with a thumbs forward grip, it's pretty simple to just drop your support thumb, whether lefty or righty, and just mash on the momentary switch. That's my preferred method of activation for the compact pistol lights. To change the battery, that's the battery door right there in the front. You just twist that out, take out the AAA, and put in a new one. I would recommend you run lithium batteries in all of your high-end electronics, so lithium AAAs for these guys. Next up, this is a brand new product. We actually launched this at SHOT Show, about to start shipping it within the next month or so. It's the XC2. So the XC1 is just a weapon light alone for concealed carry. The XC2 is a weapon light and laser combination. So as you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a red laser that this puts out. Now the laser is mounted high and center. So if you take a look at the actual device itself, it's mounted high and center, which is nice as it keeps the height over bore, or the offset from the bore, minimal. And it's a red laser. Lasers are nice for non-standard shooting positions, especially if we're talking about like these lights are intended for concealed carry. You might not always have the room to get a full presentation, so you can still use the laser as an aiming reference, even if you can't acquire your sights. Activation method of this light is the same as the XC1, where there's two toggles on each side, or one toggle on each side. And they're both momentary activation, so if you're shooting thumbs forward, just mash down with your support thumb. And again, you have that crossbar push button for constant on. Battery doors in the front. Again, one AAA battery. And dimensions-wise, this is slightly bigger than the XC1, but not by a whole lot. You're still not really losing anything as far as concealability goes. Moving on to our X300s and X400s. So these are kind of our bread and butter. X300 is our most popular weapon light that we sell. So it's two 123s side by side. I can show you them right here. So you can see they sit side by side. And it puts out 600 lumens. Activation method is pushing either straight forward on either of these toggles. So you can see that I'm pushing straight forward in line with the light for momentary activation. For constant on, you're rocking either of the toggles up or down, and it'll stay in that position. So if you're shooting the pistol with a thumbs forward grip, you can either knock it down for constant on or push it forward for momentary. Another activation method for all of these lights that we're about to talk about is our DG switch, and this is an accessory. Basically, this replaces that battery door. Very easy to do from an end user perspective. You just take the battery door off and put this new DG switch on, and it gives you a remote pressure switch for your pistol. We make several different models of these for most popular pistols out there. What that allows is one-handed activation. So, whether it's a home defense situation where you might have your hands occupied with a loved one or doing something, or opening a door, or if you're a canine or a shield law enforcement officer, or whatever it may be, it allows one-handed activation of the product, and you can still engage at the same time. So it's just a simple pressure switch that sits at the bottom of the trigger guard and where it meets the pistol grip. So with the X series line, we have X300s, which are just white light only. And then we have X400s, which are light and laser. We make both a red laser and a green laser version of the X400. I could show you the green laser here. I'll turn off the light. On the X400 series, there is a selector on the bottom so that you can choose whether you want to run laser, light laser, or light only. There's also a non-activation or a disable switch position. And I'll show you the red laser over here. So you have laser again, light laser, and then just light only. And that's again the X400 red and the X400 green. Now on top of that, we have our Vampire series of products. Vampire is white, light, and infrared. Infrared is what you use to illuminate with night vision devices. So night vision devices, current generation night vision devices, work off of amplifying ambient light, be it starlight or ambient city light. It's basically a magnifier or an amplifier for that light. If you don't have any of that available light, for instance in a cave or inside a house, you need an artificial source, and that's an infrared illuminator. This uses an IR LED. The way that you choose that IR LED, so right now it says WH, that means I'm on the white light mode. I pull and I twist and I go over into the IR mode. So if you're doing an operation or whatever, you're shooting, whether it's blinking or if it's for tactical use, you go over to IR mode and now it's only putting infrared output out. We make this in scout lights, which we'll get to a little bit later as far as long gun, and we also make some handheld versions of our Vampire technology, white light and infrared. There's also a disable position in the middle, so if you want to make it so the switches don't do anything at all, the light can go into a disable mode as well. So this is the X300V, which is a handgun mounted white light and infrared option. Good for, especially for pistols that might have a red dot system. You can use the red dot system to aim through your nods, don't have to worry about focus being correct, and then use this for illumination. If you don't have a red dot, a good way to aim with night vision and a pistol is our X400V. Again, that same Vampire head, which is white light and infrared. However, the laser on this is a IR laser. So this is a class 1, civilian eye safe, quote unquote, but don't put it in his eyes, laser. And you can use this for aiming, be it whether it's a pistol, and you can also mount this on long guns for aiming with night vision devices, aiming and illuminating. So white light, IR illuminator, IR laser. That's our X400V Vampire series. So that's a good look at the majority of our handgun weapon lights. And if you have any questions, stop by surefire.com.
ZERT's mission is to support law-abiding citizens taking their skills to the next level. We provide training opportunities and a wealth of knowledge via ZERT's global network of like-minded individuals. Each ZERT member can take it as far as they wish to go. You can take part in ZERT training, ZERT online training, network with individuals in your area via the forums or private Facebook pages, attend meet and greets in your state or county, or have fun collecting the unique gear ZERT has to offer. We have members from all walks of life, and our emphasis is on creating a safe, fun, and mature community for all involved. When you think of ZERT, consider the term lifestyle. Lifestyle can denote the interests, opinions, behaviors, and behavioral orientations of an individual, group, or culture. By definition, ZERT is a lifestyle. ZERT's instructor cadre is made up of Special Forces instructors who use their vast knowledge and real-world experience to teach civilian members. ZERT's goal is to elevate the level of education and safety in the training industry. ZERT is not just an organization. It's a lifestyle. ZERTNATION.com